You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Green Bay Packers content. Created for the fans, by the fans.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA post-game show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us, 865-658-5824. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay here to talk about this huge win as the Packers just absolutely boat raced the San Francisco 49ers 38-10 at a chilly Lambeau Field. Seen some snow flying in the air during the game. Kind of cool. Just a little flurry or two. Nothing major, but really, really proud of this team and how they came out and fought early and fought often, jumped out to a lead just like we talked about, and was able to hang on the entire day. Really, really cool to get a win like this. But first, let's give a shout-out to the good folks over at Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. Wisconsin-based since '92, specializing in Packers tickets. They're Wisconsin's largest ticket source. They got offices next to Lambeau and in Milwaukee. Click on the link in the video description that'll send you to their website, theticketking.com. You can register for free as a customer and go ahead and start shopping for your Packers tickets. Again, that's Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. All right, Tim. Man, this is a fun one. I really don't even know where to begin. Let me say this. We've got a poll question up. Want everybody to respond if you don't mind. I think I've got an idea of who's going to win it, and that's all right.
It's really a formality at this point, right?
Yeah. Who is your PTA player of the game? Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, Lucas Van Ness, or Quay Walker? I almost put who is your PTA player of the game, and why is it Josh Jacobs, and then put 4 things that he did absolutely awesome. But instead, we actually gave a legit shot here, and it looks like Josh Jacobs is absolutely running away with it, as he had 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing. We'll get into all the statistics a little later, but man, what a game by that guy. Tim, initial takeaway, man. How you feeling after this win here against the Niners?
Feeling great, right? We talked in the pregame about, we didn't care what the final score was, just get out with the dub. But man, a boat race does feel good once in a while. And really, it got kind of sticky there in the middle 8 for a little while. I kind of was scratching my head. They kind of hung around there. They came out strong in the third quarter, kind of marched down the field on us a little bit, and you started to wonder. And then just when we needed plays, we had plays, and guys were flying all over the field. I'm going to go ahead and say Josh Jacobs obviously is the player of the game, but if we had to pick one on each side of the ball, I'm giving my boy Quay Walker a game ball today. He had an absolute wonderful day. I'm sure PFF will give him credit.
Disagree, right?
Yeah, they'll give him like a 26 or whatever they'll do. But Quay Walker balled out today, both in the pass game and the run game today. So a good get-right game for my boy Quay. Proud of him. And really proud of this team. Shout out to Malik Heath. Malik Heath getting a little tutter there at the end. Unfortunately, we lost Rome for the rest of today, and clearly he won't be good to go Thursday if this is a concussion. So prayers up for Romeo Dobbs, because he was heating up, man. A couple of major third down conversions, and just extending drives and playing good physical football like he does. So hopefully Rome is all right down the stretch here. But just a great team win today, man. Proud of this team. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun to watch, man. I thought they played physical. And, we're not going to focus on any of the negative. I'm not going to do it. I want to vent to you guys a little bit, but we're not going to do it. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to have a good time. It's a big win as the Packers improve to, what are they now, 8-3, Tim, I believe, right? And,
correct.
Their playoff chances just went through the roof. We also got a little bit of help earlier today. We'll talk about that at the end of the show, as Dallas defeated Washington. So that helps at least push Washington down a touch, right? And give us kind of an advantage over them if for some reason we are battling them or the Eagles a little later in the year for a playoff spot. I imagine the Eagles are probably going to run away with the NFC East. But nonetheless, man, this right here, let's kick off the show with this. So I actually tweeted this out just a second ago and said this aged like milk on a hot asphalt, but we're going to play this. We'll have to turn it down because of the music that's playing there in the stadium. But you see the 49ers coming out of the tunnel. They got their boom box. They're all cocky. You see they're ready to roll, and got their ass absolutely handed to them. Love to see it. This is a tradition in San Fran, obviously. But Debo, what did Debo finish with? Did Debo even have
he made us look stupid on that one return. That was about it. I think he had a couple of catches, and then he had a big return. That was about it.
He had one catch for 21 yards, and he was targeted 4 times. Had that one go right through his hands as well.
Yes, sir.
Again, sorry about it here, 49ers fans, as they, again, man, you count your chickens before they hatch, you get a little too cocky. Things like that happen, right? But love seeing this W happen here in Green Bay today. Let's go to the chat. M. Smitty in the house says, LFG, another Victory Monday headed our way. Man, I love Victory Monday. There's nothing better. Nothing better. Chalk Talk's going to be a blast too, Tim. Chalk Talk is going to be absolutely awesome.
How in the heck are we going to narrow this down to a handful of plays? Because there were a lot of great plays in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll start with the most important ones. We'll go with the turnovers, obviously. We'll make sure we get the tutters in there unless it's just a walk-in touchdown. We had several explosive plays. It looked like we finished the day with 6 explosive plays. I'm sure they'll all 6 make it, and a good little combination of run and pass. Jordan started off kind of struggling, but at the end of the day, he finished pretty decent at 13. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate it. 13 of 23 for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked twice for 7 yards. I was kind of proud of the sacks, to be honest with you, Tim.
Yeah, because he didn't throw it into coverage.
Yeah, rather than forcing the ball, just take the sack, live to play another down.
How about surviving the strip sack there towards the end, too? I mean, he coughed that ball up and stayed with it, getting pulled to the ground and secured that football for us. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I actually felt good that he just stood in there and took the sack instead of, putting that ball at risk. But he definitely took some shots today, right? We saw a couple balls that could have went either way, but, that's what you want your quarterback to do, man. Go out there and try and get you a win,
Mm-hmm. No doubt, man. No doubt about it. A lot of fun as we, here's that victory sombrero.
Here's the guy.
Emilio, initial takeaways of the game as I eat my wings here, bro.
I mean, beautiful. That's all we asked for right there. Run the ball, control the clock. Don't make stupid mistakes, even though I was still yelling at him about, lining up offsides 5 times. We can't look down the line. Come on now. But besides that, fight through the penalties and draw them, right? On special teams, that's huge. I don't know why we kept kicking it to him on the kickoff, but besides that, man, it was a great game. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Love to see LVN cranking it up too, man. There was one time he got a pressure beating a double team, and then obviously he had the strip sack beating a double team as well.
He threw CMC there too. He tossed that man.
Yeah.
And Quay, to be honest, Quay was manhandling CMC all game too. That first tackle he did where he ripped him to the ground and dropped him on his shoulder, came right off the field afterwards. CMC was like, I'll take a breather. Yeah.
I love it.
Definitely. Number 1 Packer fan says, Emilio. Let's see, Daryl in the house. Good to see you, buddy. He says, Jacobs, dude scored 3 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, Josh Jacobs has got to get player of the game. There's no 2 ways about that. That would
player
be
of the week, maybe.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Again, and we're going to get into it. I told Tim what we're going to try to do, Emilio, is we'll go to the podium here in a second, hear from the coach, hear from the quarterback, and then, for however long y'all can stay on, it's cool. I'd like to try to go offense first, then defense. We're usually kind of scattershot with the chat, but we'll try to keep it a little more organized tonight if we can, trying to get our crap together. I like what Chris C says here, belt to ass. That's exactly right. It wasn't just belt to ass, Chris. It was one of those. Remember when you were a kid? Some of y'all never got whooped, and it shows. I'll just say that. But when your mama would grab that arm and you'd be running in a circle from her, you know what I'm talking about? She'd be chasing you in a circle with that belt. Mm.
That's the ass whooping steering wheel.
Yeah. Exactly. Cannonball John in the house. Good win. Turnovers. Yes, sir. We won the turnover differential 3-0.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
That's what happens when you take the ball away and you protect the football right there, right? Big win. I love it. Jim in the house. Big plays by LVN and Quay. Tim hit on it with Quay. I won't be surprised if PFF gives a low grade, but led the team in tackles. You guys know how I feel about tackles. I'm not crazy about those. 2 tackles for a loss. Should have had an interception, right? It's a red mark on my notes, and it sucks because it was a hell of a play in coverage too. Yep. But it's like if he intercepts that ball and he gets 2 tackles for a loss and he leads the team in tackles, probably your defensive player of the game.
Yeah.
And again, PFF will probably give him a 30. You know how that goes. We'll see.
I really like how he played in the run run defense today, man. I mean, he looked good out there. Like Emilio said, he was, McCaffrey did not eat our lunch all day long. He had a few chunk runs like we knew he would, but Quay was finishing plays today. And
Yeah,
it was a lot about what you had touched on, Clay. You talked about, kind of getting happy feet and not charging downhill. Man, we saw him charging downhill all game long today. So good bounce back game, redemption game, whatever you want to call it. Happy for Quay Walker.
Yeah, and one play too in particular, Emilio. It was almost like a flat spot play, I believe. It was like a flat turn it upfield, little 4-yard curl.
Yeah.
Quay, no hesitation, came downhill and laid the wood on that guy.
Yep. Exactly. And you know who else did that too? McDuffie did that on Samuel's inbreaker on X's pick. He just beeline. Dude left his zone. Did you see that? He just turned his head and said, I'm going to absolutely decleat you. Like, don't even try to catch this ball. I think Samuel heard a little bit of footsteps, got thinking about tightening up before the catch and slipped right through. X took advantage. He's always in the right place at the right time. It's crazy.
Always. Yeah.
Debo saw that hospital ball coming up over the middle. He felt the pressure breathing down his neck. I think that's what you're right. I think that's what caused him to just not get a good grip on that. We'll take it.
Because he wasn't even like he was kind of shuffling over. I mean, McDuffie just blatant disregard for whatever was happening to his right. I'm coming for your head.
Yeah, exactly. All right, looks like we got Jordan Love at the podium, or he was already at the podium. Wow, that was quick. Is it already over? Maybe it's just starting. All right, I think it might be over. I don't know. Let's go to the podium. You guys want to?
Let's do it.
Yeesh.
All right, somebody give me a screen grab if you don't mind, gents. Let's throw that up there for us. And again, the reason we do that, guys,
Jordan for this one.
there you go. The reason we do this is because sometimes the TV networks have copyrights to the video aspect of the presser. So that's why we're doing this. You guys just hang tight, and let's hear from QB1 as he pats on the podium.
You would talk Wednesday about how that playoff loss kind of sat with you a little of the offseason, even though this 49ers team was a little bit different than the one y'all faced back then. Just how much did this mean to you to kind of get at least some measure of revenge?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I mean, anytime you can get a win, feels amazing. Obviously, like you said, coming off the playoff loss last year, we wanted to see these guys, and they had a couple injuries, things like that. But it feels good, and I think any win feels good.
For this offense, at times you search for consistency. Is tonight just about what you were looking for in that regard?
Yeah, I think we're better. I still think there's areas we can clean up and improve on. But like we always say, it's never going to be perfect. But I think red zone was a focus for us, and definitely think we executed well down there. And then obviously third down, there's still room for improvement, but I think it was better.
Mentioned red zone's obviously been a problem all year. I think you're 5 for 5 tonight. What did you like about how you guys executed down there?
Yeah, I mean, we were, I think it all started with the run game. I think we were making some big plays in the run game, and O-line was doing a great job giving Josh some lanes, and then just handing the ball to 8. 3 touchdowns on the ground for him. Big night for him, but I think it's all started up front. Obviously, Tuck had that screen, just great execution there. But like I said before, it just comes down to executing the plays and find a way to get in the end zone.
What did you think when you heard Purdy and Bosa weren't going to play? And, a win is a win, but what do you take from it? I mean, that's their quarterback and their best defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, it's NFL. They got other good players. So, we've had injuries. Guys are banged up, you got to go find a way to win no matter who's out there. So, it's tough for them, but we'll take the win.
Jordan, it had been a couple of games since
Sucks to be them.
got to take away. Like to just see them go kind of on a binge there.
No, it was awesome. Like you said, it's been a couple games where they haven't got one, but this is what they've done. Other than those couple games, the whole season, being able to generate takeaways, and we talked all week about playing complementary ball, and they got takeaways, and it turned into points for us, on offense. So those were some big time plays, and I think they happened just at the right time. So definitely look forward to some more of those.
Jordan, go ahead.
Over
over the last several seasons, San Fran has been really dominant on both lines, offensive and defensive lines. To be able to impose your will, run the ball, and do that type of stuff today against the opponent who has been the measuring stick in this conference for a long time, what did that mean?
Yeah, no, I think we have a really good O-line, and I think they've been doing great things all season, and especially in the run game. And then just having a guy like Josh Jacobs in the backfield to be able to hand him the ball and just the explosive plays he makes and just the way he's able to make people miss, is the reason why those things are happening. Like you said, that's a good D-line. Obviously, they're missing one of their best guys out there, but I think we did a really good job up front being able to take advantage of that. And it helped us in the pass game too, able to set up that pass. So I think it's just credit to our O-line and then the running backs.
All right, that was QB1 at the podium. Jordan Love meeting with the media there. And we'll get back to the podium as soon as Matt LaFleur is available. Obviously, Jordan talking about this huge win. Here's the Green Bay Packers come out victorious 38-10 against the San Francisco 49ers at a chilly Lambeau Field. Emilio, did you say you got some preliminary grades from PFF, sir? Do you got?
Yeah, which way did we want to start, offense or defense?
Hey, whichever way you want to. Tell me, I just need to know who's the highest graded Green Bay Packer from that game. I need to know that first and foremost.
Okay. So if I'm taking both into account, the highest would actually be our boy, Mr. Water Cooler himself, Malik Heath.
Really?
With a 92.9.
But he played like 5 snaps though, right?
Oh, that is truth. That is the truth, Tim. Okay, so if you want to take the man that played the most snaps, the best grade overall so far is our boy Quay Walker with a 91-1.
Here's the guy.
Overall defensive grade. Beautiful work. Second would be LVN at 86.5. Third would be Javon Bullard at 84.9. And then fourth would be Josh Jacobs at an 84.7. So just great overall team performance, honestly.
Tim, you have the floor, sir. Quay Walker.
I can't believe the grade actually reflects the performance. I'm utterly shocked. Apparently, PFF saw the same thing that I saw today. Certainly his best game of the season, and I'll just say it like this, man. He's caught a lot of heat, and deservingly so. He's underperformed. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat that. But man, you talk about a guy that's gonna get hot at this time of the season as we grind out the rest of the regular season and storm into the playoffs. Yep. If Quay plays like this down the stretch, we're going to be some problems for the rest of this league, especially once we get Edrin Cooper back out there too, and we're full strength. So proud of one of my favorite Georgia Bulldogs of all time, man, Quay Walker. What an incredible performance! And again, doing the things that he had been doing poorly, he did those things well today. Right. And I think that's the main thing. I mean, yeah, the drop pick was unfortunate. I wanted that for him so bad.
Still a good play, though.
Still a great play. Still PBU. But just a great game from Quay Walker, and I hope we see more of it. Short week. We got to turn around here and get ready for Thanksgiving against the Dolphins. But I hope Quay keeps it up, man, and just keeps playing consistently well as we close out the season.
It's a great point. Short week is true, man, and that's why it's nice that we got kind of the blowout win. Get a couple reps in there. Hopper got his first live reps. We got to see Zane in there.
Yep.
All those reps are absolutely helpful for them. Respect Oranges asks here, how about Kenny Clark? Our boy Kenny Clark rounded out the top 10 at a 63.1, 67 run defense, 68 tackling, 68 pass rush. So, kind of a little bit better across the board, but not terrible.
Right. Not horrible for sure. Got Aaron in the chat. Oh, you're good. Aaron Rodgers in the chat. Not that Aaron Rodgers, but our Aaron Rodgers. What an amazing first game. Talking to Nick in the chat, as this was his first time being at Lambeau. He said, Bates, I legit cried at the national anthem. First time in Lambeau, plus the anthem. I was balling. So, absolutely awesome, man. Awesome stuff.
First time I ever saw the Packers at Lambeau, they got their butts kicked. So I love it. I love it. That's so awesome. What a great first experience, man. A boat race against the Niners, redemption game, all but knocking them out of the playoffs. Oh, yeah. I love it. I'm so happy for you, dude.
You're the new good luck charm. So every game that we need a
Yeah,
win.
stay in town. Go to the game Thursday, man.
There you go. Yeah, hang around for Thanksgiving. Family won't mind. It'll be all right. I see Jim in the chat. Great play by Nixon punching the ball out of CM. Yeah, the fact that it was Christian McCaffrey that fumbled that ball means so much more too, right? It's absolutely huge. So
that was just a clutch play by K9 there, man.
Definitely. Nick McSwain. I know the show sucks, but hit the like button.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Appreciate guys and gals would take a quick second, hit that like button. Feel free to sub to the channel. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. You're going to want to be around tomorrow. We're going to have a Victory Monday, which are always awesome. We'll be doing a Good Morning Lambeau at 8:30 Central Time in the morning. Just kind of extending this little victory party here as the Packers defeat the 49ers 38-10, and then tomorrow night the show rolls on. We'll have all the PFF grades, and then Tuesday we'll be doing Chalk Talk Tuesday evening, breaking down the important plays of the game, what happened, why did it happen, that type of thing with telestrators. So be a lot of fun. We appreciate y'all making us part of your post-game festivities here. Harry Cheese in the chat says Kraft was a rumbling and stumbling his way into that end zone. Man, watching him dive into the end zone or towards the end zone was awesome too. That guy just knows one speed, fellas. Like it's go.
Yeah.
It's four-wheel, but he rumbled and stumbled.
Four-wheel drive high, definitely.
Yeah, definitely high. You're right.
I love that on that tutter too, that he just absolutely pushed Josh Myers into oblivion to get into the end zone.
Getting in the way, Josh. What are you doing, man?
Oh, that was great.
Judy in the chat. Daniel Whelan deserves a game ball. Dude was bombing punts all game, and San Fran kept holding as well, totally flipping the field. I almost put him down as one of the players of the game, Drew, because I'm with you, man. I don't know what his stats ended up being, but again, we were going to try to hold off on this, but I got to know now because it felt like he was just constantly booming the ball. Four punts for 195 yards, one inside the 20, a long of 59. Just flip the field all day long, man.
Yep.
Huge.
That's such an advantage. People take that for granted. They really do, especially when you're deep in your own territory too. I mean, he had a few punts inside our 25 today, and just tilting the field, man. That's guys like that. It's priceless.
And same thing with Brandon McManus. We nobody hardly talks about him, right? 1 for 1 on field goals, right? Hit the 51-yarder, 5 for 5 on extra points. My man was just on fire.
He had a lot of leg on that 51-yarder too. Probably would have been good for another 5 to 7 yards there for sure.
Yeah, you kind of worry like, okay, is he going to be rusty, taking that much time off from the game with all the stuff he was dealing with in his personal life? And lo and behold, man, he still got the leg. There's no doubt about it. So let's see. Derek After Dark says, payback feels so sweet. Go, Pack, go. Yes, it does. JG126 says, Williams with the statement hit on 4th down late. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll tell you the other one too, man. It's definitely going to make chalk talk because at the time the game was a lot closer and it was a huge play. 4th down, the out route to McCaffrey, Xavier McKinney batting that ball down. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
The way he broke on that route, there's nobody else on that field that makes that play. There isn't. It's huge, absolutely huge. The interceptions way sexier, right? The strip sacks are but that play right there, I felt like really kind of you could just feel the air come out of the 49ers. Like, okay, this is going to be a real uphill battle here.
Yeah, so this is going to be a long flight home.
Yeah, definitely. Raider in the chat says number 8 tonight. Yes, he did, sir. Yes, he did. Two-tone. Quay redeemed himself this game. And again, man, build off that, right? Let's see that every week. Like, he's got some momentum now. Take it. It feels like he had momentum his rookie year, and then when he got in trouble for shoving the trainer and everything, it's like all that air went out of the cells and it never returned.
Yeah, maybe, build it back up again.
Exactly. See, it does kind of feel like he's playing somewhat cautious, because of that. Let's see, Greg Rice, Aaron, how was your knee?
My knee.
We had a double click. I love it. Great minds think alike, boys. Good job.
My knee.
I think the non-touchbacks was intentional. You could tell the difference by how many steps McManus takes.
Yeah, and I saw it.
Did you guys see that too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what made me mad was, I guess not. Maybe they're trying to wear Debo down, but you're kicking it to him every time. We could kick it to the left side and kick it away from Debo at the same time.
It's a good point.
Sure.
Valid point. Yeah. But I seen people kind of roasting it on Twitter, like, man, what do we do? Kicking it in the end zone. It's like, there's a reason they're doing that, right? There's a reason they're doing. There's something that
They saw.
analytically they seen. Maybe it was schematically that, hey, look, let's try to make these guys return this football.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Prince said, you can see it in the technique. You know, he was like short hopping on those kicks, and I don't know what that was. He looked like he was line dancing or something, and then just would kick the ball. And then obviously the ones that he did boot out of or at least to the end zone, he definitely took a longer approach on. So I definitely think there was intent for sure.
Borrowed Whelan's pitching wedge or something on those and just dropped it right in there.
Yep.
J. Cole in the chat was the second one to say belt to ass. I love it. Love it. All right. Anything else you guys want to hit on before we jump into some of the statistics here as we're awaiting Coach LaFleur to get to the podium? I know Jordan's has definitely wrapped up. And actually, Coach is at the podium right now. Just got there. You guys want to hit that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh.
Let's do it. Let's go to Coach LaFleur in Lambeau Field at the podium right now. Love the grab.
Like I said, we'll enjoy it for a few minutes, and now it's on the Miami Dolphins.
49ers have played very good run defense over the course of this season. What gave y'all the confidence that you could run the ball as effectively as y'all did early on throughout the game?
You know that number 8 out there? Did you see how many tackles or how many people he made him miss? It was pretty impressive. I think early on that got us going. You know, and we thought we could hit him with some of the downhill stuff. Obviously, they're missing a key part to that defense. 2 starters actually, and so. But I thought, you know, we did what we had to do.
Matt, you played keep away early. First 3 drives are 32, 33 plays, 17-0. How important was that start for you?
It was critical. Just especially when you're playing a team with the backup quarterback, to build a lead and kind of put them in a tough spot where maybe I'm sure they wanted to probably lean on the run a little bit more, and now you're down 3 scores. It's hard to do that.
Matt, when you're a young team that dominates the way you did today, sort of how do you balance that, building on that confidence, but hey, we still have a lot of work to do to get to where we need to go?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys are well aware of that. Certainly there was moments in the second half, especially from an offensive standpoint. I think we had a couple 3-and-outs. You know, when you have an opportunity to put a team away, you got to take advantage of that. And credit to them. I think that's obviously a really well-coached team, and they still have some star players over there, and they continue to compete, which that's one thing you can always expect from Kyle and his group is they've faced adversity in the past, and they've been able to overcome it. And that's why they're such a tough team to beat.
Been kind of a disjointed season for you on offense because of Love's injuries. You feel like you're starting to come into any kind of identity on offense in the last few weeks?
I think every game's a different game, and I do think that just the last 2 games he's looked pretty sharp. And just his ability to move around, and then I mean, he dropped some dimes in there tonight, and I thought he was playing very decisive and just making good decisions. So hopefully he'll continue to build upon this, and we'll continue to get better on offense.
What made the difference for you in the red zone today?
Well, we didn't have too many negative plays. I do know we did overcome 1 penalty, and that's kind of been our Achilles heel in terms of just not being able to overcome, whether it's a penalty or a negative yardage play, and just the consistent execution. So I thought our guys did a nice job with that.
I know you have to win 1 game before you do the next one in 4 days, but did you think about Josh's workload at all? Is that a consideration at all? 26 carries, how much can he give you on Thursday? What's your thought?
No, you got to win. You got to focus on what's right in front of you. And luckily for us, we do have confidence in those other 2 backs. I thought Emmanuel Wilson ran really, really good. Brooks has given us some good carries as well. So, yeah, we may have to lean on those guys a little bit more next game in a couple days here. But that's one guy that I don't worry about is Josh Jacobs. Guy is an animal. He is a dog and a dog competitor, and I think he definitely relishes those opportunities.
Where you guys don't sign a lot of guys too often, but what if kind of the obvious question after Josh scored 3 times and Xavier hit the 2 big plays on defense, but what are those guys meant just on the field, off the field, in the locker room, kind of the whole?
Yeah, they've been awesome. They're obviously produced on the field, but I think just some of the stuff that you guys don't get the opportunity to see, how they lead behind the scenes, has been pretty impressive. You know, because I think it's not only about all the talk, it's about the action, and those guys back up what they say.
Just to kind of carry off of that, obviously not every big free agent signing ends up working out for teams. When did you start to get a feel that these two were as advertised and exactly what you expected coming over from their respective?
I'd say pretty early on in this process.
Any tell or anything?
No, I just, and you know, there was a little bit more familiarity with Josh, with just some of our coaches that have been with him. Obviously, Rich was with him in Vegas. And then DA was with him at Alabama. And they spoke very highly of him.
And Kay Adams.
DA had a relationship with X.
Yep.
So there was a lot of great things, but until you get a guy in the building and get to interact with him on a daily basis, you don't really know. But it's been as advertised. Those guys have been just instrumental in our ability to win games.
All right, that was Coach LaFleur at the podium. Thoughts on what he had to say there, guys? Anything stick out to you?
Just the fact that it is one game at a time type thing. You know, it really is. We were playing San Fran that game. All right, now it's over. Now we play Miami. It's 1 week at a time, one game at a time.
Yeah. And
that'll lead us to the promised land. I mean, we can't get too far ahead of our skis and fall flat in our face, right?
Yeah, we're clipping that one for the soundboard for sure. Every game is a different game. Matt LaFleur painstakingly stating the obvious for people who don't quite understand that, believe it or not, they don't match up with every single opponent every week with the same game plan.
They don't come out every week and go, all right, we're going to do the same thing we tried last week. Maybe we'll do it a little better. It's just amazing that people mind-boggling. John B. in the chat, Wayne and Larry said pregame their core 4 special teams units are all 28 or worse regarding the intentional short
kickoffs.
Knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos. Okay, got it. Good deal, man. Appreciate that info. Daryl in the chat, already looking forward to Thursday's game, Packers playing the Dolphins Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be awesome, man, that night. It's going to be a good test. You know, listen, the Dolphins, they're way better than their record indicates.
Right.
I promise
They're
you.
on a 3-game win streak, aren't they?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Tua has got that whole offense humming. Coach McDaniels is kind of hitting his stride. Obviously, they got Tyreek Hill. They got Jalen Waddle. I'm pretty sure Jalen Waddle is still healthy. I believe he is. I know Tyreek Hill is definitely on the field. We'll dive into all that as we get through the week here. As things are going to go real quick for us too. You kind of treat each game week as if we're in the building. Like, what are the teams focused on right now? Right, like Monday, it is kind of all right. If you win, you kind of get the day, get treatment, enjoy the win. Tuesday, we're in the film session. Right, they're really watching the film Monday as well.
Right.
Individually, but Tuesday you're really starting to dive in. All right, who are the Tuesday players coming up? What happened last week that you did well? What did you do not so well? That type of thing. So
that's condensed now. All of that is condensed.
2 days of practice really is all they're going to get, right? You're probably Tuesday and Wednesday. And I would assume going into game day on Thursday night, I would think even Wednesday's practice would probably be a little lighter, especially being on a short week. So this is a real good test right here.
Yeah, because they have to have the injury report out Monday, right?
Let's see the injury report. Oh man. Typically it's Friday is designation. Thursday, Wednesday it typically comes out. You're going 2 days earlier, so yeah, it would have to be Monday, right?
That's crazy. Yeah. So I guess we'll know quick about Rome. Hope he's doing all right. See where he's at, and then
they said it's a concussion.
Yeah, no, definitely. It looked like it, but at first I thought it was wind knocked out. They were going to pull him up, and then he kind of didn't really move too much. So,
yeah, I think it's safe to say he probably won't be playing. I hope I'm wrong, and I have been wrong about concussions before. Sometimes people come back a lot quicker. It's how quickly can you pass the testing, right? That's essentially what it comes down to. But to me, it looked pretty severe. It looked like he was pretty out. Dobbs is a tough son of a gun.
Yep.
And when he has to be helped off the field, something.
And he was cooking. He was back there I mean, he was making some kids miss. I love his routes off the line are unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah. And Antoine in the chat says around 25 degrees Thursday night in Lambeau. Welcome, Dolphins. I love it. Hopefully we get a little snow flying.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Drew D in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Says, imagine if Watson caught that bomb. Yeah, it was a tough break for Christian, man, because imagine the last game, 4 targets, 4 catches, 150 yards. He comes out this game, catches that bomb. Boy, oh boy, is the whole league on notice. And I pointed this out to the guys. He struggles catching balls down the left sideline, looking over his right shoulder. Like, as a former athlete and not a very good one, don't take me the wrong way here. Anything I had to catch on my right side, I had to turn my hands like this. I could never catch like this. Just couldn't do it. On my left side, caught like this, could catch like that, whatever. You got kind of a dominant side. To me, it seems like, think back, Christian Watson last year. Remember in Pittsburgh, running down the left sideline, couldn't high point that ball just right in the back corner of the end zone against Pittsburgh. That would have been the game winner. Again, I'm sure he's dropped some on the right sideline too, but
that
just
first one of his career was down the right side. But
it was
that comes to mind. Not much more after that.
Right. That's what I'm saying is like outside of that one, it seems like his big plays against Dallas, right side.
Right.
But
I did like how Matt was getting him involved. I know you hate the sweeps, but I was just happy that we were bringing him in motion. We were asking for that. Let's rotate the guys that are always running the flyer. You did it with Jaden Reed. You did it with Christian. You did it with Bo Melton. You did it with Malik. Like everybody, Brooks came in motion. I mean, he came in from the outside, and then you had Josh Jacobs circle back. You know what? Circle back around on a little behind Jordan Love kind of motion, and brings a quick counter. Matt was scheming it up in the run game.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Christian said that ball he threw to Watson was amazing.
Oh, dime piece.
Yeah. Dime
piece throw.
Yeah.
He couldn't have threw that better if he walked up and set it in his hands. Yeah. And we talked about it pregame, man. I said, hey, crap happens, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have things like this happen. You know, we can't sit here and, roast Scoot that much. You're going to have a drop. It happens. We talked about it throughout the year, right? Do you catch more than you drop? That's the thing I'm focused on. So I think Scoot's going to be fine, and I don't think it's going to affect anything when it comes to how he's utilized. Like you said, they send everybody on those nines up the sideline. So
yeah, definitely. See, Ryan in the chat says was nice to see Wicks get a completion. Yeah, and looked good, looked confident on that crosser. I love that Matt didn't take his foot off the pedal. I don't know about you guys.
Forward on fourth down. Yeah, I mean,
it's the Niners. It's like, you know what? Let's
even down the end of the first half there, when we had a minute, a couple timeouts, we were just taking shots. You know, it was
absolutely
great to see, man. All gas, no break is back.
Jason, you in the chat, Bears fans saying they're tanking is beautiful. The ultimate coping mechanism when your team sucks. Are they really saying? If they're saying that, that is hilarious, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had the best.
Still suck.
What was it? The best wide receiver core a rookie quarterback's ever gone into?
Oh, it was the best situation in the history of the NFL. The best situation a rookie quarterback has ever been put in. It's like the Bears are going to shut. Listen, don't be surprised if the Bears are in the Super Bowl. Don't be surprised if Caleb Williams, with this awesome set of characters around him, is in the running for not just Rookie of the Year, but MVP. This is going to be C.J. Stroud 2.0. And then
it brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Exactly. Just hilarious. And again, I try to be tactful. I approach Adam Rank from NFL Network about this, who talks trash every offseason. And he blocked me. Huh. Drew D in the chat. I'm on cloud 9. We just whooped the Niners so badly. We had our backups in while destroying their playoff hopes.
I love it.
End of that. Couldn't get any better.
Everyone that was calling for Zane, got to see him in there deep, playing safety there. Love it.
This guy,
definitely a real person. We've seen it.
Yes. This guy right here, let me tell you, that's the last thing you see before the trunk lid closes on you right there. I mean, here's Tucker Kraft after the game walking off Lambeau.
Hey, thank you, Green Bay Packer Cheeseheads, for coming out today. Big win over the 49ers. Thank you very much. We heard you loud and proud. Also, thank you, veterans. Thanks.
Hey. Love that dude. Love him. Hey, look at that right there. Emilio, you ever had that? You ever had that look after a party right there?
Yeah, yeah. When you're smiling but both eyes are closed, yeah, that's how you
That
know.
look before a party sometimes.
Pre-game festivities. Now Tucker Kraft's awesome. When he retires here in 30 years, I want him to do a podcast. Like
Yeah.
I would. Oh my God, that's he has like the personality of Pat McAfee. It just feels like, you know what I mean. Just the life of the party, cuts up. I think it would be awesome, man.
Absolutely.
As iRock says here, echoing what Tucker Kraft said, thank you to all the veterans out there. Appreciate your service for sure, man. Thank y'all for bringing it back into focus because this show sucks. All right. But shout out to Tucker Kraft. Absolutely awesome to see that clip they put up there. All right. Y'all ready to get into some of the statistics here? See exactly what happened?
That ain't no problem.
Well, all right. Before we do, actually, Aaron sent over some pictures from the game. All right, so let's go through these. You know, pre-game, he sent this one right here. Great seats. Obviously,
nice.
We talked about Emilio. There's that elk stroganoff I've been talking.
Oh my God, oh.
Emilio, that I'm telling you, that right there. When I stare at that plate, I think 10 hours of sleep.
Just easy.
Bed after that, man.
Easy. Look at the beer. You already got a little bit going down. You know, got the stomach coated up, ready for it.
Bro, I finished that elk stroganoff off last time we were there, and I leaned back in my stool. We're staying at the Lodge Kohler, literally right across the street. Right,
Mandy got the dolly.
I looked at Mandy and I went, "We call an Uber."
Mandy got the dolly wheeled up. Yeah, to the second story. He probably asked for a spoon. That's what Clayton does. He goes there, asks for a spoon, so I can just shovel that in there.
Exactly. So there he is with the lady friend. I didn't know you had a 49ers 49ers fan.
Oh man, well they're California, you know, it makes sense, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
true. Very true.
He'll convert her. Ain't gonna be a problem.
Dude, that's a fresh jacket.
She might want to switch hats after watching
sweet.
today's game.
Yeah, no doubt. And then of course the seats, man. What a
spot.
That is awesome. That should have been our post game pick there. Wish I'd have caught it in time. Appreciate you sending those, Aaron. Those are absolutely awesome, man. For sure.
What a memory. What an absolute memory.
Yeah.
I still need to go to a night game there, so that'll be next on the bucket.
It is awesome, man. We've been to multiple night games actually. I think we've been to 3 night games. All 3 were Monday Night Football, and got snow in 2 of them, and it was just awesome. It was just absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the statistics here real quick and talk about what happened in the game. Let's start with offense. I want to get your all's offensive takeaways here after we rattle through these. Jordan Love finished the day 13 of 23, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, took 2 sacks, only lost 7 yards on those sacks. Anytime you take a sack and you're losing less than 5 yards a sack, to me, you're playing efficient. It's okay. Let's live to play another down. Now, when you're getting these sacks where you're averaging 10, 12 yards, Caleb Williams, that's when you really put your team in a really bad spot, right? So playing smart with the football. Almost lost that 1 fumble, but again, what a great job corralling that thing.
Yeah, stepping up. It was really the pocket kind of getting a little rough. He just stepped up and hold it tight, man.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we'll come back to the 49ers stats when we talk defense. Josh Jacobs leading the way, 26 carries for 106 yards, 3 touchdowns, a long of 18. Only a long of 18 rushing for 106 yards. Tell you, that man was putting in work, Tim. He was pounding the rock consistent all night long, dude.
The magic number is 25 carries. We had been saying that since early in the year that we felt like he wasn't getting enough carries. And we've consistently now, the last, 3 to 4 or 5 games, we've really seen those carries come up. And we see it reflected in the workload. We talked about him being on the injury report all the time. He's just going to be a guy that's going to, be limited participation because we're riding him, man, every single Sunday, every game day. Here we are in a short week. So it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized in the game plan on Thursday against the Dolphins. You saw him cramp up tonight. He had to leave for a little bit, get some juices and get back out there. But I think the thing that's really the most spectacular is the fact that you'll see him carry the football and get blown up in the backfield, and the play looks absolutely dead, and it turns into a 1-yard game. I mean, the guy refuses to lose yardage when you hand him the football, even in a crummy situation. And obviously, the way he was making defenders miss today, putting them in a blender, was just a thing of beauty. So invaluable, So for all the people that were so upset that we brought Josh Jacobs in and made a decision to move on from Jonesy, numbers don't lie, as they say. So
Right.
Go ahead, Emilio.
That's it. No, I was just going to say the chat was saying Nick McSwain, he was going back to Jordan Love, heard someone say there's always a way to win a play as a quarterback, talking about sometimes taking a sack or throwing it away as a win. And I just wanted to add to that. I'm just happy that he finally got a couple breaks on those turnover-worthy plays. He's finally not 100% on that. Like, give the man a break. Alex Smith talking about a pregame and everything. Just have the faith in him. And also, was it Rex was talking about the inside runs? I think that's exactly where Josh was cooking, right up in between the two guards. Let him go to work. Prince was saying he was cramping on the leap, and where Drew D was saying, I think he just needs to work on it. I think it could have been the cramps. And then Kristen rounds it out with Jacobs was making his own holes out there, and that was absolutely true. Turns nothing into something and something into 3 touchdowns.
There you go. And Emmanuel Wilson, 9 carries for 41 yards. Listen, that's good damn numbers right there, boys. That's over 4 yards a pop. His long was of 19. That was one of the explosives I'm sure we'll break down. Chris Brooks, only 4 carries for 11 yards. Bo Melton had the end around for 5 yards. Christian Watson had 4 yards on that. And Jordan Love scrambled for 2 yards on that one scramble he had. Receiving-wise, Romeo Dobbs led the way. 6 targets, 3 catches, 54 yards. Tucker Kraft caught both of his targets. 2 catches, 26 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Reed, 3 targets, 3 catches, 26 yards. Dontavion Wicks, 2 targets, 1 catch, 25 yards. Malik Heath caught both of his targets, 2 catches for 15 yards and a touchdown. Chris Brooks, 1 target, 1 catch for 15 yards. That dude is, listen, he's becoming a legit asset to this team, man.
They use him a lot. They use him in a lot of ways. Receiving, running, and blocking, that's key to Matt's game.
You see Emmanuel Wilson, it takes a little bit of the load off of his back, and he's able to kind of play a little looser himself. I mean, he's another guy that, kind of refuses to go down, always a positive yardage kind of guy, even if I got to, keep the feet moving and fall backwards, whatever I got to do to make sure we're in the positive. But I think a lot of that is to the kind of this, the rise of Chris Brooks. He had that one goofy penalty today. Obviously, got a little chippy there.
A little kick out. Nothing wrong with that. Little my leg cramped. I got to kick it up. Yeah. But no, Tim, I like that point because Emmanuel, we're not really asking him to stick his nose in there and go lead, go on a lead block or a SIF or something. Brooks isn't afraid to throw his head in there.
Yep. So true.
Completely agree. All right.
I really think Emmanuel Wilson's strength is carrying the ball. He's improved in the pass game. But we're not really using him as a blocker as much. We're not, to me, he's a ball carrier and catching those checkdowns and swing passes kind of thing. But I totally agree.
And Jordan Love targeted 10 different receivers, connected on 7 of those with 7 different receivers. That is awesome. Spreading the ball around. It's so important to get everyone acclimated to the offense like that because you never know when injuries are going to happen. Like with Dobby, us missing Dobbs next week, that's probably a very realistic thing. Hopefully he plays, but if we do miss Dobbs, you're feeling good about Reed and Wicks and Watson and these guys stepping up. Bo Melton being able to step in rotation. Malik Heath.
Malik Heath, man. How fun was that to see him get a touchdown, man? You talk about a guy that was just fired up and jacked up to get a couple of reps tonight. I mean, he just went out there and balled, and he's a dog. We saw that last year. He got a lot, plenty of more reps than he's had this season so far. Obviously, a little bit of change in scenery now with this team versus last year's team, but we've always known Malik Heath can play, and it's just cool to see him out there.
Yeah. AFAM in the chat says Sean Ryan should attach a snowplow to himself. And I like what AFAM said here. He asked the question, is Josh Jacobs better than Aaron Jones? I think it's a great question. 2 different types of backs, right? Right now, what you got to ask yourself, guys, you got 1 game to win. 1 game to win. Would you rather have Aaron Jones or Josh Jacobs? I think right now it's Josh Jacobs for me. And I would not have said that at the beginning of the year, man.
I think the question is this Packers team better with Josh Jacobs or with Aaron Jones?
Explain what you mean by that, Tim.
Just in the sense of like what it's doing, and this is not a shot at Aaron Jones at all. You guys all know he's one of my favorites too. But there's a reason why, there's a reason why he didn't want to take another pay cut, and there's a reason why we didn't want to fork over the cash, right?
Yep.
And Josh Jacobs has a little bit of years behind him. So, a little bit more playing days ahead of him probably. And I think if you look at the numbers, Aaron Jones is crushing it in Minnesota this year, battling through injuries off and on this season, but he's still putting up pretty gaudy numbers late in his career. I guess my point is do you feel like we're running the football as effectively as we have been lately with Aaron Jones as opposed to Josh Jacobs? That's what I meant by, is this Packer team better with Josh Jacobs or with Aaron Jones? I know it's probably an unpopular question, but I think it's a fair one.
No, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with what Nick McSwain asked here. Have they changed their run scheme a lot with Jacobs? What I'm noticing is a lot more inside runs than we got with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, we ran a lot of stretch plays, right? And there's different kinds of, like, stretch play is designed to go outside in. You're shooting for outside the tackle, right? Really outside the tight end if you got a tight end on that side. You're going way outside and cut it back in. Off tackle is very different from stretch. Off tackle is you're only going to go to the outside shoulder of the tackle and looking to cut back inside of the tackle, depending on what the edge defender does, the contained defender does. And to me, it feels like we haven't ran those true stretch plays this year. It's been at the widest point off tackle, but most of the time it's kind of that A-B approach, a little bit of duo, but mostly just inside zone. You're running a little more SIF now, and they're just giving Josh Jacobs the absolute freedom to cut it back across the grain. And guys, go back, and I'll get your take on this, Emilio, but you guys go back and watch. I know it's going to hurt, but watch the Denver Broncos from the 90s and how they use those cutback lanes with Terrell Davis. I mean, that's what this reminds me of. And the Kubiak system, which is essentially what we run, the Kubiak-Shanahan system, it was born out of Bill Walsh's West Coast offense, right, that Mike Shanahan took to Denver, and he married up Alex Gibbs's zone blocking scheme to it. And when they ran that with Terrell Davis, they weren't looking to get way outside of the outside shoulder of a tight end. They were looking to get the whole defensive line moving in one direction and then cut it back into the B gap. Go ahead, Emilio.
No, that's exactly it. I was just saying, working it inside out rather than outside in this year. And I think that, that allows the push up front to get a little bit more. When you ran those stretches, it seemed like they were able to leak through. The D-line got a lot more leakage when we do these kind of slams or, guard pulls, G-powers, whatever. That helps a lot shorter. You could even see on that one touchdown run, you could see Sean Ryan. He was sitting back another half yard. He still made the line, but he's sitting back a half yard. That guy's coming. And, wasn't perfect run blocking by him, but Josh finds the hole, gets in. And I like how he's a bruiser, man. Every time, like Jim said, Josh Jacobs is more durable. It was like Zeke in his prime, sitting there just eating the soup, eating the bowl, whatever. Campbell's chunky. That Josh Jacobs is going to be the next, the next spokesperson for that.
I like it. Daryl in the chat said, of course, Jacobs is better, 4 years younger and better than Jones. Here's the knock with Aaron Jones, and we loved Aaron Jones. Don't get me wrong. He's going to come back to Lambeau. He's going to be retired as a Green Bay Packer, and he's going to go into the Packer Hall of Fame, no doubt about it, right? And we're all going to cheer him on. But the reality is he had a fumbling issue, especially later in the year. He fumbled today. They got all the way down inside the 3-yard line, and Aaron Jones fumbled. After he had like a 45-yard run, gets tackled, next play or the play after, fumbles inside the 5, gives the ball up. You're not seeing that much with Josh Jacobs. Early, he had a fumble or two, and it seems like he's really buttoned those up, right? So he's playing a little more protective with football.
I got a dip, fellas. Family's just pulled up, but go Pack. Good win. Victory Monday coming up, man. Let's eat 38 points for the O, 10 for Halfley. Come on now. Yeah. That's all we asked.
Absolutely. Hey, tell the family we said, hey, Emilio, appreciate you.
Will do. Appreciate you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, let's keep this party moving.
Official Cheddar Sombrero correspondent Emilio checking out. I love it.
Exactly. Let's stay with the Jacobs talk, and then we'll get to Cheesehead Murph's comment. Drew D says Jacobs is definitely better now given age and the load he can handle. And then he pointed out the statistics here. Said Jacobs has the 3rd most rushing yards in the NFL. Aaron Jones is 5th. So pretty much every measurable that you look at here, Tim, he's playing better than Aaron Jones, no doubt.
I agree, but I do think it's important to highlight what you started this conversation with is remember that they're two different type of running backs.
Right.
You know, we're kind of comparing, apples to oranges here a little bit. Different style runners, different skill set for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. All right, let's see here. Harry Cheese says, I want to see this backfield with Jacobs and Lloyd. That's like having those two styles again. It really is when you think about it, Tim. It's like, okay, Josh Jacobs stepping into that starting role. He's more of that kind of that Jamal Williams type runner. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamal Williams was very much more of a power back than elusive. And then Marshawn Lloyd can kind of be the Aaron Jones, the way Aaron Jones was to Jamal Williams early in their career. Many people forget they came in the league at the same time, and it was that 1-2 punch, right?
Yep.
Again, Josh Jacobs, man, I think I looked up in the first half, and it was like 19 carries in the first half or something. It's like, let's freaking go. Now, of course, he cramped up, had to go in the back, get some IVs, get settled down. I think he's
like the dog he is, comes right back out, gets himself another tutter. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheesehead Murph Heath was ecstatic for the touchdown. Fan tried to take it from him. He said, nope. I love it. Good to see you in here, Murph. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, Heath, he seems like a great guy, man, no doubt. All right, let's move it along to defense, Tim. We're running a little bit over. Is that okay with you, man? We go over a couple
yes,
minutes?
Sir. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Green Bay's defense leading the way. Quay Walker, 7 tackles. 6 of those were solo. 2 of them were tackles for a loss. That 2 tackles for a loss, guys, no one else on the team had a tackle for a loss, right? Quay had 2. Plus, he had the pass breakup where he dropped the interception. If he gets that pick, we're talking about, heck, even with the dropped interception, Tim, he's still looking like he's going to grade out in the 90s according to PFF. That is so good to see, man.
It's crazy, man. And like you said, let's hope he continues this and builds on this, going forward. This isn't a one-off. Hopefully we see another great game Thursday.
You got a little bit of breathing room now, Quay. You know what I mean? Relax.
Yep.
And let's just go play ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Javon Bullard, 7 tackles. Eric Wilson with 4 tackles. Evan Williams had 4 tackles. Isaiah McDuffie with 4 tackles. Xavier McKinney with 3. Let's see here. Xavier McKinney obviously had the interception as well. Huge play there, Tim. And that 4th down breakup. Like, if you were to look at just this stat line without the interception, you go, man, Xavier McKinney only 3 tackles? No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that the safeties aren't making a lot of tackles, right? And, of course, with Bullard playing the slot, he's down there kind of hammering on the box a touch. It's huge there, too.
I thought Bullard looked a little better in coverage today, too. We'll have to see how that breaks down.
That one play almost picked off, right?
Yeah.
Great break on the ball. The receiver just did a hell of a job kind of boxing him out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That could have very well been an interception there for Javon Bullard. That's a great point. Keyshawn Nixon with 3 tackles. Look at LVN, 2 tackles, 1 sack. Obviously, he had the strip sack there. That was huge, forcing the turnover. That's going to be a big play. Carrington Valentine had a couple tackles. Rashawn Gary had 2 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 strip, actually. If you guys go back and watch that first fumble by Brandon Allen, one he recovered, Rashawn Gary blows by his guy and smacks the arm of Brandon Allen, and that's what kind of jars the ball loose. And then, of course, Quay ended up finishing him off, tackling him, and making the play. But Rashawn Gary, to me, looked very effective again today in the pass rush. I'm eager to see how many pressures he got. I know he got that sack, and I want to say he got at least 2 more pressures that I've seen. So probably finished the day somewhere between 3 to 5 pressures, something like that. TJ Slayton, a couple tackles. Kenny, a couple tackles. And that's pretty much it there on defense as far as the tackle column. Like we said, Xavier McKinney had the interception, also returned. Did he return it for 48 yards? Is that legit?
Yeah. He almost housed it, man. I thought he was going to go for a second there. Just ran out of daylight.
That's that invisible yardage that matters. That's half the damn football field, Tim. That's huge.
Yep.
Huge.
And it's one thing to get a pick, but, man, you add those return yards on top, man. You just gave us a short field, and we were able to capitalize. That's what you want right there.
Yeah. And we can't see the forced fumbles here on the ESPN box score, but like I said, I know Gary forced the fumble, LVM forced the fumble, and then, of course, Keyshawn Nixon punching that ball out forced the fumble, right? So that's huge there as well. So anything else you want to hit on the defensive side of the ball here,
Kenny Clark with a recovery today.
Yep, there you go.
Fell on that one, right, which was great because it was the next play after he had just cost us 5 yards by being offside. So totally redeemed himself one play later. Gotta love it.
And another stat to really kind of keep your eye on here, guys. First of all, the 49ers were trailing the entire game, and they still didn't pass for more than 200 yards. And I know it was their backup quarterback. That's a testament to how Hafley really called the game. Christian McCaffrey, 11 carries for 31 yards. Jordan Mason, 2 for 16, and Brandon Allen scrambled twice for 5 yards. So as a run defense as a whole, we talked about this. Their passing game is going to struggle because of Brandon Allen, but their running game is alive and well. George Kittle come back. He's the best blocking tight end in the entire league. We're talking about how they need to run the football. They need to press into it. We shut their running game down, Tim. 15 carries for 52 yards with a long of 16. Absolutely huge right there, man. Anything else you want to add there? As again, Deebo Samuel strutting out of the tunnel earlier with the boom box, had 4 targets, only 1 catch for 21 yards. So
the loudest one in the room is usually the weakest. That's all I gotta say.
As we say down here, the loudest person in the room typically has the least amount to say. So we actually had Kenny on the field leaving just a second ago on the Packers Twitter handle here. Let's see what Kenny had to say here.
Hey, let's go. We just got a big dub out here against the 49ers. Go Pack, go, man. Let's keep it going.
Love it. And you guys, if you'll notice on the tape, at least it was last week, we'll see if it held up this week as well. Kenny getting a lot of double teams. And he's just eating those double teams and kind of playing a little bit of a touch spy behind it anytime he does get double teamed. You can tell it's by design. Now, again, get paid that kind of money, you need a better production. But Kenny's definitely a leader in that locker room. It's cool to see them let him put that video out there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The veteran. I love it.
All right, I'm going to take one last glance through Twitter. Tim, let's get your parting thoughts here, man, as we get ready to wrap up.
Man, short week. I like what Coach LaFleur said at the podium. He says, yeah, we're going to enjoy this one for a few minutes, and then it's on to – he literally said minutes. Like, hey, we got a few minutes to enjoy this. Let's keep our head moving forward. We've got another formidable, tough opponent with some injuries. You know, Miami's got injuries. We'll get into that too, obviously, as we preview this. But short week, man. We got to get over this this hump here and win this next home game so we can put ourselves in a position to go to Detroit and try and creep back up the playoff standings here as we grind out this season. But big win today. I think a lot of players stepped up. Key guys stepped up. And, you know, shout out to Quay Walker. Give that man a game ball.
Yeah, I like this right here. At HCM21_ posted and said, Mom, yeah, we're 8-3. And got a picture of Evan Williams on the phone on the sideline. We need that for the we're running out of space on this program, Tim. We're gonna have to upgrade or something, man. We got
to get like an external hard drive or something here. Some cloud storage. But yeah, HCM, she's awesome, man. She has content like that all the time. Give her a follow on Twitter. That was classic. I love it.
Heck yeah. All right. One last glance around the league real quick, and we'll wrap this thing up. Tim, if you need to go, you just go. But we'll just take a few minutes here and do this. So the Vikings ink one out here against the Bears 30-27. The Lions boat race the Colts 24-6. The Dolphins defeated the Patriots 34-15. That's the team we're talking about, man. They are really on a run right now. And you can see the points they put up there in the second quarter. 24 points in one quarter. Woo! Right. Yeah. Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the New York Giants 30-7. The Cowboys ended up winning in a wild one. If you guys get a chance on NFL Pro or NFL Plus, go back and watch it. Hell of a ball game right there as the Cowboys won 34-26 over the Washington Commanders. We talked about that definitely helps the Packers' playoff hopes. The Chiefs barely beat the Carolina Panthers 30-27. The Titans beat the Houston Texans 32-27. Nobody expected that one, man. Nobody expected it. Yeah, and then the Broncos defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 29-19. Obviously, the Packers get the big win 38-10 over the Niners. And, of course, Seattle defeats the Arizona Cardinals 16-6. So that kind of helps, Sam. We talked about this earlier, right? It's you kind of look at that and go, okay, do you want one team to go ahead and run away with the division, or would you rather them continue to beat each other up? I think it worked out pretty good, man. Everybody or the two leaders in the NFC West right now are both sitting at 6-5, and we're sitting at 8-3. So no matter who's getting that second wild card spot behind us, we've got some breathing room. Essentially what it comes down to is we got a two-game lead worst case scenario for us to have the 7 seed. We got a full 2-game lead, but we are the current 6 seed. Last time I checked, we'll get all that updated tomorrow as well.
And if we keep playing well down the stretch, we might even get a home playoff game. Let's go.
There you go. United Bates with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. He says, with the 26th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers select Elk Stroganoff, defensive tackle, South Dakota State. Go Pack, go. I love it. He would play for South Dakota State. There's no two ways about that.
Oh, Bates, what a classic. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. You are the man. And then the game that's going on right now is the Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Rams. Oh, this one here, Tim. We're definitely pulling for the Rams here, aren't we? Or I don't know. Probably the Eagles, right? Because the Eagles have a significant lead in the East.
Yeah.
The Commanders lost today. So, yeah, we want the Eagles to kind of run away with the East.
I think so, too. I mean, it's probably, Philly and Detroit fighting for that 1 seed, I would think, right? And then, I think a Rams loss would actually probably help us. That would really skew the balance a little bit in the NFC West as well. So, we'll see. I mean, the Rams are one of those teams too. The record doesn't really reflect the play and the way that they're coached, much like we talked about the Dolphins that are coming here on Thursday. You can't take anyone for granted in the NFL. So maybe the Rams have a shot, but my money would be on Philly. That's not advice, just a thought.
Yeah. And then tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, we get the Ravens at the Chargers. That should be a dandy there, as the Ravens are 7-4, the Chargers are 7-3. Last comment here. I know I've seen it in here. Here we go. Yeah, Prince in the chat says Elk Stroganoff, not to be confused with Colson Yankoff. All right, that's it. The show sucked. We're done. We've officially reached that level. Tim, anything else, man?
No, I guess we should leave on that one.
I think you're right. All right, guys, we're out of here.
Poop my hand, so.
Mandy's going to hear that comment, and she's going to give me this look when I get downstairs. But what the hell's wrong with you?
That's terrible.
It is terrible. All right. We will see y'all tomorrow morning, 8:30 Central, for Good Morning Lambeau Victory Monday edition. I'm sure we'll have the locker room speech from Matt LaFleur queued up for you guys. We'll also be able to dive into really we'll just kind of hang out in the chat, get your all's thoughts, comments, questions, all that good stuff. And then tomorrow evening, we'll be hitting on the PFF grades. And then, of course, Tuesday will be Chalk Talk Tuesday. Got a full week coming up, and then we got to go the rest of the week, Tim. Really, tomorrow and Tuesday will be PFF grades / Chalk Talk plus injury report news, right? So,
yep, we're kind of condensed week for sure on all fronts. So, get ready. Let's go. We gotta finish strong, right, into the holiday.
It's on its way, no doubt. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Help me out here, Tim.
For those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Happy Victory Monday. In just a few hours, Tim's like, I'm ready to get some sleep. All right. Tim been trying to sleep in a deer stand all weekend. Packers win 38-10 over the Niners. Today, not always, but today, the Niners absolutely suck.
You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Green Bay Packers content. Created for the fans, by the fans.